didn't understand what happened, and they were in a relaxed moment, but because of the noise, uh, they they felt fear, and
Mm.
because of the fear, the hatred
Uh-huh.
came, and for a moment, everybody in the room felt uh, felt like something bad could
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Okay. So let me share a few words with you from the video, right? One
Right.
of them is the word fearful.
Fearful. Yeah.
Fearful, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Because like I mentioned to you last class, one of the reasons why I picked up this video is because the topic is very interesting, right? It's very
Hmm.
polemic, and it's a topic which has been under a lot of discussion lately because of what happened to George Floyd, but
Hmm.
also because Daryl is a very interesting person. He articulates his thoughts, he expresses himself very well. And for us, learning the language, it's a very interesting material to be exposed to, right? So, for
Hmm.
example, he said something like this: They were Daryl, the security guard, the bodyguard, and the clan leader. He called that their little comfort zone because at that point they were just having a conversation. Daryl was recording, and the bodyguard no longer saw Daryl reaching out, reaching into the bag to pick up a fresh cassette. He no
Hmm.
longer saw that as a source of a form of
A threat.
threat, right? He did
Yeah.
not see that as a threat anymore,
Hmm.
and he relaxed.
Yeah.
But then Daryl said, just because and then I'm going to use the words he used, okay? Let's do the verbatim thing. Just because a foreign entity,
Hmm.
okay? So here's the thing. According to
Hmm.
the story, according to the context of the story, what was the foreign entity?
The noise.
No, actually, it was the bucket of ice.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm referring to it as an entity, as something,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So
Okay.
the bucket of ice with the soda cans,
Hmm.
that's the foreign entity.
Hmm.
Okay, but that entity entered, invaded their comfort zone.
Hmm.
How did it do that?
Now it's the noise.
Yes. Okay, so via, or he used the word via, but it's via.
Uh-huh.
I think both pronunciations are correct. Via the
Hmm.
noise it had made. So that's how that foreign entity entered their little comfort zone. Now, what
Hmm.
was the result of that? They became what? The first word is fearful,
People. Yeah.
right? They became
Hmm.
fearful and accusatory.
Yes.
Yes? And then he
Hmm.
said, well, accusatory of one another,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Hmm.
And then he said, well, because of that, right? The foreign entity who entered their little comfort zone, they became fearful and accusatory of one another. They did that, Daryl popped up. Popped out of his chair, hit the
Hmm.
table, and actually nothing happened. But he said he was prepared
Hmm.
to take them down, the
Hmm.
leader and the security guard, and get the gun because he's a big guy. I suppose he thought he could do that. But actually, nothing happened. Why? Because remember who discovered the origin of
Secretary. Yeah.
the secretary,
Yes.
and how did they respond?
Laughing.
They laughed, right? Because they realized they had been very what?
Ignorant.
Ignorant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They had been very ignorant. Okay. So, and then he said, because of all that, so he analyzed the context and he said that was a teaching moment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what was the
Right.
lesson?
The lesson was first,
Ignorance.
yeah, first the ignorance leads to fear.
Brilliant. I like the fact that you're using that verb. Fantastic.
Lead,
It's another one, but it's perfect that
yeah.
you're using that. Breeds.
Breathe, yes.
Do you remember we
Ignorance,
talked about this vocabulary?
yes,
I mean,
yes.
to explain, I referred to animal breeding, I mean, to
Mm-hmm.
animal reproduction. But
Mm-hmm.
in this
Yeah.
case, we're talking about the production of something, right? So
Mm-hmm.
ignorance produces what? Fear.
Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Daryl
And
made a kind of warning. Let's see if you remember that. What was the warning? If we don't
if we don't
keep.
check,
Yes, that's it. That's it. The word I'm looking for is check. Okay. If we don't keep, okay, that fear in check,
yes.
okay, to keep something in
Mm-hmm.
check is an expression that we use to express the idea that we want to control something. We want
Mm-hmm.
to have that thing under control. So, what was the warning? If we don't keep that fear in check, what
Yeah.
happens?
Uh,
That fear
that fear could
could breed
lead, could breed hatred,
excellent hatred.
hatred,
Okay, so
hatred.
hatred is the noun form
Mm-hmm.
for the verb to hate. So
Mm-hmm.
that fear, in turn, and then he also used this little expression here. So that fear, in turn, right,
Mm-hmm.
could breed hatred, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the logic in this? What's the logic in this? Do you remember what the logic is? Why fear breeds hatred? What is human nature in connection, in relation to that? We normally hate what?
We fear.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So that's the
Mm-hmm.
logic in this. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
ignorance breeds fear, fear breeds hatred.
Uh-huh.
And that hatred, if we don't, what's the repetition? If we don't,
Uh, I don't know. Keeping check again.
exactly, it's a
Yeah.
repetition, right? So if we don't keep that hatred in check,
Yeah.
that hatred in turn breeds
Breeds destruction
yes.
and
What's the
violence.
yeah
Violence and
and
destruction.
destruction. And
Yeah.
again, what's the logic in that? What is the logic in that? We, it's our nature, right?
Yeah.
We want to destroy what?
Mhm. What we hatred.
What we hate. And we
Yeah.
hate what scares us. We hate
Mm-hmm.
what frightens us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we advance a little bit into the video? I mean, what else did Daryl tell us? What else did you
I don't remember.
don't remember?
No.
Okay. So no problem. Let me get the video. I'm gonna play. It's the last part today anyway. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay. Let me just do something here very quickly.
live in strange times.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play it here inside. Ah, by the way, actually, just 1 second. I forgot to advance. Otherwise, we're gonna have to start from the very beginning, and I don't want to do that. So if we don't keep that hatred in
I'm a
check,
black guy. He's in the Klan. He said,
In Washington, I'm Carl Rochelle.
wait a second. Did I show you last class something that CNN did with Daryl? I didn't, right? We haven't
No,
seen we haven't seen the CNN part yet, right?
right.
Okay, great. Sorry.
CNN every hour for 24 hours. He was through the Klan. I thought this would make a great story. So they asked me, when's the state leader, Grand Dragon, to national leader, Imperial Wizard? He began inviting me to his house. He hates those things that frighten us.
Okay, I got it. So here we go. 594. And here it is. Hey, before I forget, I got so interested in the fact they're quarantining again that I forgot to ask you, how are they doing, Vanessa and Vinicius? Are they okay?
Yeah, they are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Vinicius is a little bit angry because the gym because they close the gym again,
it's
but uh, uh, they are taking a lot of care, and he thinks that it's like a
exaggeration. You think they're
yeah
okay.
yeah
So you think it's too much? The way they're handling it's too much. They're being
yeah, because
oh,
he compares with the market, the supermarket. He said, "Wow, well, he said, I feel more
at risk.
more at risk, yes, in the supermarket
market
than
in the gym.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I understand his logic. A lot of people here in Brazil complain about the same thing. Because but I guess the logic is gas stations, drugstores, and supermarkets. They must remain open at all costs because we need that. We need to be able to go to a drugstore and buy medicine in case we get sick. We need to be able to go to the supermarket and buy food, buy groceries, because, we're cooking at home. And the authorities believe that, okay, the gym is something we can do without for some time, but not people like your brother, because I remember he's sick.
Yeah.
No, when it comes to going to the gym, he's sick. I'm sorry. I love him. But actually, I admire him very much because in fact, I admire people like him because I hate going to the gym. I just, I do Pilates just because I don't want to, I hope that in my 70s, I'll be walking, I hope I will be, strong enough to walk like a normal person because I don't want to be one of those elderly people that drag their bodies, along the sidewalk. So I've been doing Pilates now for about 1 year, but I have to tell you, for me, it's a nightmare. Every time I enter that place, I look at my Pilates coach and I hate him. You know, I hate him, and because I look at him and say, why? Why do you enjoy inflicting so much pain on my body? You know, because of the exercises that he makes me do it. And then when I think about your brother is exactly the opposite. He enjoys, you know,
Yeah.
and he's so strong, he's so massive. I think it's great for him. I wish I could be like that, but I'm not. I'm very lazy. Okay. Anyway, let's advance.
Of one another. The lesson taught is this: ignorance breeds fear. If you do not keep that fear in check, that fear in turn will breed hatred, because we hate those things that frighten us. If you do not keep that hatred in check, that hatred in turn will breed destruction. We want to destroy those things that we hate. Why? Because they frighten us. But guess what? They may have been harmless, and we were simply ignorant. So we just had some more laughs. We carried on with the conversation. No more problems. I would invite the man, you know, I was interviewing Klan people all around the country. He was the first. I would invite him down to my house. He lived about an hour and a half away. He would come down to my house with his bodyguard. I would invite over some of my other black friends, some of my white friends, some of my Jewish friends, just to allow the leader to engage in conversation with other people other than me. This went on for a couple of years. After a couple of years, he got promoted from state leader, Grand Dragon, to national leader, Imperial Wizard. He began inviting me to his house. I would go to his house. I would see his Klan den where he'd have his meetings. I'd take some more notes from my book. He began inviting me to Klan rallies. I'd go to these Klan rallies, watch these Klansmen and Klanswomen in their robes and hoods parade around this big 20 to 30-foot cross with their torches, and then go to the base of the cross, throw down their torches, and then whoosh, this big thing would be on fire. They would give speeches and things like that. Well, CNN knew who I was through music. They knew who he was through the Klan. I thought this would make a great story.
Okay. Let me stop here. Okay.
A lot of information.
I know. But I'll help you. Don't worry. So, after they sorted out that problem with the noise, the conversation went on, you know, with no more problems. And what happened between Daryl and this Klan leader afterwards?
Yeah, I understood they became
Friends.
Friends, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he invited Daryl invited the
Klan leader,
Klan leader,
Roger Kelly. Yeah, invited him.
Invited him to go to his house, and he I forgot the word. When you meet someone that you didn't know before, what's the word?
Wait a second. So when you meet someone you've never met before,
Yeah, when Daryl, my God, it's a word ridiculous.
okay, wait a second. But wait a minute. Don't say anything in Portuguese yet.
Yeah.
So you're saying that, okay, after the interview, right? After the interview in the motel, they became friends.
Yeah.
This guy lived about an hour away from Daryl, but Daryl would invite him to come to his house.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Okay. But after a few meetings, Daryl started inviting other people as well.
Yes.
Not just the
Friends of him.
right, some of his friends, right?
Black friends, white friends, Jewish friends, and a lot of people that maybe the Klan leader could hate I don't know,
Okay. So,
but
but what was Daryl's idea? What was his objective?
uh, I don't know.
Well, he said he wanted the clan leader to have an opportunity to engage with other people
Hmm.
and not to engage only with him, not to have conversations
Ah, yeah.
only with
Mhm.
him. So, and
Yeah.
this went on for some time.
Yes.
And then after some time, this guy, the
Yeah.
clan leader, what happened to him? Because he
Uh,
was the state dragon, right?
yes, and he was promoted to a national
National leader. So
leader. Yeah.
he became the imperial wizard of the
Yes.
clan.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Uh,
And start did he start to invite Daryl to come to his house?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daryl met all the people of the clan,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, I think he participated in
Uh-huh.
that
Okay,
no,
okay. Now the word you're looking for. Look, this is good listening. You know, I've already said this to you several times. I want to emphasize that, especially because I have an idea. Wait a second. I just want to see something here.
ritual. I don't know. It's a
Yes,
ritual.
you could use ritual, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But before that, let me just ask you a question. When I speak, is my audio coming out to you loud and clear at a good level?
Mm,
Yes?
clear.
No,
Yes.
yours is coming out to perfectly well. Now I want to tell you something before we advance.
Mhm.
First of all, it's great what you're doing because of the fact that you're not using your mother tongue, right? We're here to practice English, to study English. And you said, "Oh my God, what's the word?" And you said ritual, right? Because like a
Yeah.
clan, they have a kind of a ritual, which is a perfect word for the context. He used another one, which I'll give it to you in a minute. But I think it's great that you didn't use Portuguese for this, okay? Well, he used the word rally. Okay? It spells like this. So, what
Rally.
is a rally? A rally is usually the
Rally
word
is a run.
a race.
A car run.
Yeah, a car race.
Race. Yeah.
A car race.
Car race.
Okay, right. So, um, let me just double check this in my online free dictionary here. 1 second. As a noun, sharp increase in sports. Yes, it's a competition in which automobiles are driven over public roads. Yes, it's a rally. Okay, but it's something else. Okay, so the same word, Veronica, rally, is the word to describe a gathering of people. For instance, during an election campaign, for example, for president, politicians travel to different cities and they organize rallies so that people can come, attend that meeting, and listen to the candidate talk about what he intends to do for their country. Okay? So that's a rally. Anyway, forget about that. About the rally, right? So this guy, Roger Kelly, would invite Daryl to attend the clan's rallies, right? Do you remember anything what he said about the ritual? Now we could use the word ritual. Something about the cross, something about the cross and the fire.
Yeah, only this.
Only that. Okay.
Yes.
And did pay attention? Did you notice that Daryl said he would bring his notebook and he would take notes for his book when he participated,
Yeah.
of these meetings? Or you don't remember?
No.
No? Okay. It's not important. I mean, it's just a detail. But he said that, right? So the clan leader would invite him to attend the rallies, to attend meetings with other clan members in his house, and he took notes. And then eventually he started attending rallies. The Ku Klux Klan rally, where they burn the cross, and they wear the white robes and those white pointed hoods, right? Okay, but there's something more. So let's advance. Here we go. 1 second.
Leader to engage in conversation with other people other than me. This went on for a couple of years. After a couple of years, he got promoted from state leader, Grand Dragon, to national leader, Imperial Wizard. He began inviting me to his house. I would go to his house, I would see his clan den where he'd have his meetings. I'd take some more notes from my book. He began inviting me to clan rallies. I'd go to these clan rallies, watch these clansmen and clanswomen in their robes and hoods parade around this big 20 to 30 foot cross with their torches, and then go to the base of the cross, throw down their torches, and then whoosh, this big thing would be on fire. They would give speeches and things like that. Well, CNN knew who I was through music. They knew who he was through the Klan. I thought this would make a great story. So they asked me when's the next time I was going to a Klan rally. I told them, and they said it was on a Saturday. They said, are you performing anywhere Friday night? I said, yeah. So they came by the club where I was playing with my band. They filmed me to show what I do for a living normally. And then they came to my house Saturday morning and followed me 2 hours up the road. And they said to me, do you think Mr. Kelly will even talk to us? I said, I'll do better than that. When the rally is over, I'll get the Imperial Wizard to come back to my house, and you can interview the head of the Ku Klux Klan inside a black man's house. They said, oh, okay. So they filmed the whole rally, and this clip was shown on CNN every hour for 24 hours all over the world. I want to show it to you now, but I want you to pay particular attention to what Mr. Kelly says. Here you go.
Friendship.
Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting it now, but otherwise it's too much information.
Okay.
Okay, so in the very beginning of this part that I played now, they talked a little bit about the ritual. Did you pay attention to that? Men and women going around the cross.
Yeah, he said men and women wearing their robes and their
Hoods.
hoods, yes, and carrying the torches.
Carrying torches, right.
Torches, yes.
And then they would get to the base of the cross, right?
Yes, and they met a parade in around the cross, and they put fire.
Yes, they would throw their torches, right, to the bases of the cross, and this would go up in flames.
Yes.
Because that's the highlight of the ritual. It's the moment when they burn the cross. It's a very meaningful moment for them. Okay. But then at this point he mentioned CNN, the news network.
Yeah, because someone, he invited someone to film the rally, I think. And then this was showed in CNN every hour for one day. I don't know.
For 24 hours. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just recollecting a little bit the beginning. What happened was this. CNN knew Daryl through music because he was a musician. He was somewhat famous, right? And they knew Roger Kelly through the Klan. And they had learned that these two were kind of friends. So they thought this would be a great story. So that's why they wanted to film. So the thing is, Daryl was approached by, I don't know, a CNN reporter who asked him if the Klan leader would agree to be interviewed. And Daryl said that he was going to do something better than that. He said that he would take them to a Klan rally, and after that, he would bring the leader to his house. Then they would interview him in his house. He offered them because he thought he could get the Klan to a leader, the Klan leader to agree with that. And so that's what happened. Okay? So now we're going to see what CNN did. So here we go. And one thing, he asked us to pay special attention to what the Klan leader said in the end.
So they asked me when's the next time I was going to a Klan rally. I told them, and they said it was on a Saturday. They said, "Are you performing anywhere Friday night?" I said, "Yeah." So they came by the club where I was playing with my band. They filmed me to show what I do for a living normally. And then they came to my house Saturday morning and followed me 2 hours up the road. And they said to me, "Do you think Mr. Kelly will even talk to us?" I said, "I'll do better than that. When the rally is over, I'll get the Imperial Wizard to come back to my house, and you can interview the head of the Ku Klux Klan inside a black man's house." They said, "Oh, okay." So they filmed the whole rally, and this clip was shown on CNN every hour for 24 hours all over the world. I want to show it to you now, but I want you to pay particular attention to what Mr. Kelly says. Here you go.
Friendship can transcend all kinds of boundaries.
Just look at us. And two men in Washington area are showing that even an African-American man and a member of the Ku Klux Klan can find common ground. CNN's Carl Rochelle reports.
Daryl Davis plays a hot piano. It's part of the show, and it makes him stand out. He also stands out here. Davis is one of the few African Americans you will ever find attending a KKK rally. More than attending, he is welcome.
I got more respect for that black man than I do you white niggers out there.
It's been a tough day for the Klan. Their Maryland rally found many local residents rejecting the message of white separatism. After it's over, Daryl Davis hangs around backstage with his friend, Klan wizard Roger Kelly. It's not unusual for blacks and whites to be friends, but it is unusual to find a black man and a Klan leader chatting pleasantly over an orange soda after a Klan rally. The relationship started over a book Davis was writing. His secretary set up an interview with Roger Kelly, but didn't tell him Davis was black. They talked and talked some more. Davis learning about the Klan, Kelly learning about Davis.
We get to know one another and we do different things, you know. It hasn't changed my views about the Klan, you know, because my views on the Klan's been pretty much cemented in my mind for years.
Kelly and his Klan friends go to hear Davis and his band.
Okay. Let me stop here. I know it's not that easy, especially because of the accent of the Klan leader, right? But never mind about that. Let's talk about what you remember. So you went there, right? So CNN wanted to film them. Anything?
No, too difficult.
It was too difficult. Okay, don't worry. I'll summarize it for you. So he went there, and what CNN said was this. It's not unusual for a black man to be friends with white men. This is it's okay, right? But it's unusual for a black man to be friends with a Klan member, right? And what makes this story even more interesting is the fact that that a black man can attend one of their rallies, right? And he's welcome there. So they accept him. They welcome him there, right? Okay. So after the rally, he was backstage sharing an orange soda with the Klan leader and having and exchanging a few words. The Klan leader said that they have completely different views, right? The fact that he knows Daryl's and the fact that they engage in conversation, that they're friends, doesn't change his views about the separation of the races. He still believes that the separation of the races exists or is in the best interest of both races. Okay? Did you understand what I said?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. There's another thing. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a woman, attending the rally holding a sign. Did you by any chance pay attention to what was written on the sign?
Blacks, children's, and unborn, something like this.
But what do you think was the general message? Was it in favor or against the Klan?
I don't know. I didn't get.
You didn't get. Okay. So I'm going to play it again, and then you pay attention. Let's see what you think of it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, and based on this message, on this sign, right? See if you can understand what the leader, the Klan leader, said to reporters when he referred to Daryl and the black and the white people attending the rally. The white people that are not Klan's members. Okay? Let's have a look. Ooh, sorry. Forget that link. 1 second. I forgot to adjust the numbers. 1 second. I'm going to play the second one. Here we go.
So they asked me when's the next time I was going to a Klan rally. I told them, and they said it was on a Saturday. They said, "Are you performing anywhere Friday night?" I said, "Yeah." So they came by the club where I was playing with my band. They filmed me to show what I do for a living normally. And then they came to my house Saturday morning and followed me 2 hours up the road. And they said to me, "Do you think Mr. Kelly will even talk to us?" I said, "I'll do better than that. When the rally is over, I'll get the Imperial Wizard to come back to my house, and you can interview the head of the Ku Klux Klan inside a black man's house." They said, "Oh, okay." So they filmed the whole rally, and this clip was shown on CNN every hour for 24 hours all over the world. I want to show it to you now, but I want you to pay particular attention to what Mr. Kelly says. Here you go.
Friendship can transcend all kinds of boundaries.
Just look at us. And two men in Washington area are showing that even an African-American man and a member of the Ku Klux Klan can find common ground. CNN's Carl Rochelle reports.
Daryl Davis plays a hot piano. It's part of the show, and it makes him stand out. He also stands out here. Davis is one of the few African Americans you will ever find attending a KKK rally. More than attending, he is welcome.
I got more respect for that black man than I do you white niggers out there.
It's been a tough day for the Klan. Their Maryland rally found many local residents rejecting the message of white separatism. After it's over, Daryl Davis hangs around backstage with his friend, Klan wizard Roger Kelly. It's not unusual for blacks and whites to be friends, but it is unusual to find a black man and a Klan leader chatting pleasantly over an orange soda after a Klan rally. The relationship started over a book Davis was writing. His secretary set up an interview with Roger Kelly, but didn't tell him Davis was black. They talked and talked some more. Davis learning about the Klan, Kelly learning about Davis.
We get to know one another and we do different things, you know. It hasn't changed my views about the Klan, you know, because my views on the Klan's been pretty much cemented in my mind for years.
Kelly and his Klan friends go to hear Davis and his band. And Davis goes to their rallies.
I sat on the front row and listened to each Klansman speak. Some things I agreed with, other things I did not agree with.
Davis thinks that his presence promotes badly needed understanding.
Hate stems, I believe, from fear of the unknown, and I think this is all across the board, regardless of whether it's a Klansman or anything else.
But he has no illusions about the Klan. If he did, his friend would be quick to disabuse them.
And I believe in separation of the races. I believe that's in the best interest of all races.
Does he really? Or has friendship transcended the color barrier? Listen to Kelly at a Klan rally.
I will follow right man to hell and back, because I believe in what he stands for and he believes in what I stand for. A lot of times we don't agree with everything, but at least he respects me to sit down and listen to me. And I'll respect him to sit down and listen to him.
The strange...
Okay. Relax.
Jesus loves all the children, the black and the born and the unborn.
Okay, so that was the sign, right? Okay, so those white people, were they in favor or against the rally?
Against the rally, I think.
Okay, good. Right. Would you like to say anything about what you remember, about what you understand from what Darrell or the Klan leader said, or the reporters?
Yeah, I think the major message is they know each other, and but they didn't change their views, their point views, but they respect each one.
They respected each other.
Yes, each other. And I think
who said that? Who said that?
The Klan leader.
Beautiful. So you see, you understood that guy with that horrible accent. Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's got a very strong Southern accent, right? An American Southern accent. It's difficult to understand. But that was the message. Darrell wanted us to pay attention. The white people there holding the sign, they were filmed because the reporter was saying that had been a difficult day for the Klan, you know, the Maryland Klan, because they were gathering that day, but they were facing opposition. So white people had come to the rally, right, to kind of protest, right, and express their point of view that they did not agree with the Klan's views. You know, they did not agree with their ideas of separatism. Okay, so that, and then in the very beginning, that's the part that I think you missed the first time we watched, when he was talking to reporters and he was angry and he said, "I would follow that man to hell." He was referring to Darrell. He said, "I would follow that man to hell. I have more respect for that black man than for you white niggers." So who are the white niggers he was referring to?
The racist people, white people, I don't know.
Yes, no, but not necessarily the racists, but the people who were against the separatism. You know, those people with the signs. They made the Klan leader angry. So he said, "I have more respect for him. He's black. We want the separation of races. But I respect him. But I don't respect you white people with these signs." And he called them white niggers.
White niggers.
It's terrible, isn't it? Very offensive, because he is using the word, and of course, the word nigger is very derogatory. But he made it even more aggressive by comparing. He said, look, I have more respect for the black man than for you white niggers. So which means he's always using the word nigger in a derogatory manner, no matter what. But anyway, what about Darryl? There was a moment when he was in the bar playing the piano, and then they interviewed only him and they asked him questions why he was doing that. Why was he befriending Klans members, and why he was, interviewing them, talking to them, getting to know them. What was Darryl's explanation?
He said again about the fear, and the fear breeds hatred. And
so in other words, he was explaining why he was doing that, right? Because he thought it was important for people to understand each other's views. Not necessarily accept them, but respect them. Okay, so now we're going to jump ahead and see how Darryl concludes that, okay? Like you said, you understood that the important message there was respect. Let's see how Darryl elaborates on that.
And two men in Washington area are showing that even an African-American man and a member of the Ku Klux Klan can find common ground. CNN's Carl Rochelle reports.
Darryl Davis plays a hot piano.
Sorry.
Of white separatism. After it's over, Darryl Davis hangs around backstage with his friend, Klan wizard Roger Kelly. It's not unusual for blacks and whites to be friends, but it is unusual to find a black man and a Klan leader chatting pleasantly over an orange soda after a Klan rally. The relationship started over a book Davis was writing. His secretary set up an interview with Roger Kelly, but didn't tell him Davis was black. They talked and talked some more. Davis learning about the Klan, Kelly learning about Davis.
We get to know one another and we do different things, It hasn't changed my views about the Klan, because my views on the Klan's been pretty much cemented in my mind for years.
Kelly and his Klan friends go to hear Davis and his band. And Davis goes to their rallies.
I sat on the front row and listened to each Klansman speak. Some things I agreed with, other things I did not agree with.
Davis thinks that his presence promotes badly needed understanding.
Hate stems, I believe, from fear of the unknown, and I think this is all across the board, regardless of whether it's a Klansman or anything else.
But he has no illusions about the Klan. If he did, his friend would be quick to disabuse them.
And I believe in separation of the races. I believe that's in the best interest of all races.
Does he really? Or has friendship transcended the color barrier? Listen to Kelly at a Klan rally.
I will follow right man to hell and back, because I believe in what he stands for and he believes in what I stand for. A lot of times we don't agree with everything, but at least he respects me to sit down and listen to me. And I'll respect him to sit down and listen to him.
The strange relationship of a KKK wizard and his black buddy. In Washington, I'm Carl Rochelle, CNN Sunday Morning.
Strange. Good adjective, strange.
Certainly that.
Okay. Now you heard the Klan leader say that even though he and I would do different things together, it did not change his views on the Klan, because his views on the Klan had been cemented in his mind for years. And he went on to say how he believes in separation of the races, because that is to be in the best interest of all races. But at the very end, he said that he respected me. I'm his enemy. I'm a black guy. He's in the Klan. He said, we may not agree on everything, but at least he will sit down and listen to me and respect me, and I will sit down and listen to him and respect him. Very important. If you have an adversary, give that person a platform. Allow them to air their views. If you agree with them, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. You challenge them politely and intelligently, not rudely or violently. When you do things like that, there's an excellent chance they will reciprocate and give you a platform to express your views. You make sure you do them intelligently and influentially, because you each have to think at the end of the day, who was right? And if you can just create that little spark, that spark can become a flame and grow. So over the years, he and I would continue these conversations and sitting down, respecting each other to listen to each other. I did not respect what he had to say, understand. I respected his right to say it. And over the years, that cement began to crack and then began to crumble. And then a few years back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did Daryl interpret that? What was the message he wanted us to learn from this? Because he said, look, you guys heard the clan leader say. What did he report?
He said the things didn't change in his mind because it was cemented for years.
So those concepts, those clans' ideas on race separation, separatism, right, had been cemented in his mind.
Yes.
Right? So they didn't agree on a number of things, but what was cool about their relationship?
They didn't agree, but they respect the thoughts or the what they think, and but it's important to able or to permit,
to allow,
to allow the person to say what
they believe in.
What they believe in, yes. And he said, in the moment you allow this, it's like put this person in a platform to
So you give that person a platform.
Yes.
Where they can air their views.
Yes. And then probably you gonna get a platform for you too, and then you can say or air
your views.
Yeah, air your views too. Yes.
Do you remember him saying, do you remember him using the verb challenge? How we should challenge each other's points of views when we don't agree? Because it seems to me that you don't have to agree with them. Daryl's point is, the idea is not for you to respect the content of what they're saying, because, for example,
but he said he respected the right to say
what he thinks, right? So he doesn't have, and in fact, he doesn't respect what he has to say, the content of his message, because of course they're completely against black people, for example. So he doesn't have to respect that, but he has to respect his right to say it. Okay, and about challenging, how should one go about challenging opponents' views? How should we do that? No,
I didn't.
politely and intelligently. So in other words, when you get a platform to expose your point of views, you can do that. You can air your views and then challenge their views, but politely and intelligently.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's it. And then he said that over the years, something happens. What happened?
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
The clan leader quit the clan.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Have you seen the video?
Because no, I heard the
Ah,
last thing that he
oh, the
said
last one.
is,
Oh,
Clan,
shoot. I
Clan
should have stopped a
quit."
little bit earlier. Okay, no problem, no problem. I meant to stop a little bit earlier, but no problem. Okay, let's have a look.
Some things I agreed with,
Oh,
other things I
sorry.
did not agree with.
Davis thinks that his
Let me jump ahead. Wait a minute. I have a problem with the numbers here. Wait a second. 950. Okay, here we go.
Very important. If you have an adversary, give that person a platform. Allow them to air their views. If you agree with them, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. You challenge them politely and intelligently, not rudely or violently. When you do things like that, there's an excellent chance they will reciprocate and give you a platform to express your views. You make sure you do them intelligently and influentially, because you each have to think at the end of the day, who was right? And if you can just create that little spark, that spark can become a flame and grow. So over the years, he and I would continue these conversations and sitting down, respecting each other to listen to each other. I did not respect what he had to say, understand. I respected his right to say it. And over the years, that cement began to crack and then began to crumble. And then a few years back, Roger Kelly quit the Ku Klux Klan, and when he did, he gave me his robe and hood. This is the robe of the Klan leader, the same one you saw him wearing in that video, right here. You know, it bothers me a great deal that we call ourselves the greatest nation on the face of this earth. Perhaps we are, technologically. We invented the means to put Neil Armstrong on the moon. And while he was up there walking around talking about one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind, we could communicate with him. How is it that we as Americans can talk to people as far away as the moon or anywhere on the face of this earth, but yet many of us have difficulty talking to the person who lives right next door because of the color of their skin, their religion, their persuasion, their ethnicity, etc. It seems to me that before we can call ourselves the greatest, our ideology needs to catch up to our technology. And once we get them both up there, we can truly brag. We are living in the 21st century, folks. We are living in space age times, but there's still too many of us thinking with Stone Age minds. The two news desk anchor people implied that I was strange. Well, I'll tell you what, if being strange gets people to give up stuff like that, we all need to be strange. Now, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, your final thoughts about this?
Well,
Did you like it?
yes.
Was it
Very
interesting? Yeah. It's a great message, isn't it? It's hard to believe sometimes, but it's a great message. But anyway, can you tell me a little bit about the last part? So, he
well,
said that cement, right, began to crack and
Yeah.
then to crumble. And then after a few years, the leader, the clan leader,
The leader quit the clan, and he gave his robe to Daryl. Yes. And what else?
and then he criticized America. He criticized Americans. He talked about the landing on the moon. He talked about space age technology, right?
Yeah.
What can you say about that?
He compared this this form of communication that you can talk to the guy that was in the moon, but you
You can't talk to your neighbor.
You can talk, yeah, you can talk to your neighbor.
And why is that?
Uh,
Just because your neighbor is different color.
yeah.
Yeah, just because your neighbor is of a different color, different religion,
Yeah.
different points of views, right?
Mhm.
And then he said something about technology,
Technology and ideology.
ideology, right? What was
Yeah.
the message?
He said that when you are able to listening to listen, um, you can equal the ideology and the technology.
Good. Well, that's the message. Now let's get the
Yeah.
phrasal verbs. He said that before, because you see what he's criticizing Americans for is this: Americans say they are the greatest people, the greatest nation in the world, and Darrow agrees that maybe technologically they are. But before they can call themselves the greatest, he believes that their ideology has to catch up with the technology. So their ideology is here. So he believes that their ideology has to catch up with their technology, because his final message was, this is a space age, right? So we are in the 21st century and space age times, but there are still a lot of people thinking with Stone Age minds. So these are space age times with space age revolution, technology, and so on. But before we can call ourselves the greatest, our ideology has to catch up with technology, because this is the 21st century, space age times, but we still have a lot of people thinking with Stone Age minds.
Yeah. Cool.
And the last word about strange. Do you remember what he said about strange?
Yeah, he pointed out the guy,
The CNN anchor.
Yeah, the CNN anchor said he thought that was strange, and he said if that was strange, he would still be strange. I don't know. Something like that.
Well, let me help you with that. The anchor guy, right? The CNN anchor had referred to Darrow as strange. He had he used an interesting expression. He said he had suggested that Darrow was strange because he was black and he had befriended a Klan member. But Darrow's conclusion was that if being strange was what it took for him to get a Klan leader to quit the Klan, maybe we all should be strange.
Yeah.
Right? Because he said, okay, you think I'm strange. Well, but being strange, being crazy, being strange is what helped that guy to quit the Klan. So maybe more people should be like me. More of us should be strange.
Yes.
Dear, I want to apologize to you because I started late today and I extended too much, but it's because I wanted to finish this.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm sorry if I delayed your going to work or something.
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
So tomorrow we're going to do something completely different, right? I'm going to bring a very positive message to our class. It's going to be a beautiful interview, something very different from what we've seen.
You're gonna make me cry.
There's a chance you might cry. I cried. I have to tell you, this interview had a huge impact on my life, and I cried for a very specific reason. But I'm really looking forward to seeing your response to it, because I think there's a good chance it's something you've never seen. I think it's rare material, even though it's on YouTube and it's available. You know, there's so much stuff on YouTube that there's a good chance you haven't seen it. Okay. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
For you too.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
again. Bye.